All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are once again going to be talking about some Steelers OTA storylines. We got some quotes, we got some articles, we got some pictures, we got some videos, and I'm trying my best, I'm trying my darndest to not talk about a wide receiver trade in this video. But I might end up breaking it. You know, it is what it is. But if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. And also, let's get a shout out to the members. And also, let's get a shout out to Patrick Queen, man, because I'm not going to lie, he's really selling it out. He's really big up in Pittsburgh here. As you guys can see this quote I have on the screen. I'm not going to lie, I thought this was fake. Like him getting his shit off like this, I thought it was fake. Like, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was like Pickensburg again or something like that. But no, this is like a real thing that he said. And I'm not going to lie, like we'll read it here in a second. It's just like, damn, so he was starving in Baltimore, man. This is tough. So Patrick Queen on leaving the Ravens for the Steelers. It's a better atmosphere here for me. Everybody is cool. The people are cool. The players are cool. The food spots are better. I'm more of a true food guy rather than a seafood guy. It's just a better atmosphere for me here. Like, let's get some gunshots for Patrick Queen's happiness. Like, let's start it out there. You know, we love to see our players happy. We love the, everybody's human at the end of the day, man. Like, we look at these athletes like they're superheroes. We look at these athletes like they're, like just truly better than us on any level. But like, no, they're just like us, man. You drop me in a place where there's not good food. You drop me in a place where there's no chicken tenders. It could be fucking, like the place of my dreams, apparently. But if they don't got chicken tenders, if they don't got chicken wings, I'm like, fam, get me out of here, You can drop me in Baltimore. They got some cool jerseys. Let's be honest, man. I know we got the black and gold, but like Baltimore has some cool jerseys, man. But every time I put it on, I'm getting clapped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm 1-10. I'm 1-11. I'm 1-12. Like, this is ridiculous. I continuously have to play deep into the season. I continuously have to practice hard and work hard and perfect my game just for us to lose again. Just for us to miss the Super Bowl again, bro. Like, we keep having our window. We keep having a chance to win it all, and we just can't do it, man. And on top of that, I don't fuck with seafood. I hate crab legs. Nah, that's him. I fuck with crab legs. I'm not gonna lie, like, I fuck with seafood. I can't lie, man. So like, this isn't me. This is Patrick Queen, but he's just like, bro, like, I'm tired of this fucking shrimp. Can I get some real food, please? Like, we have spots in Pittsburgh where he can get a single sandwich and that shit feed him for months. And, he's just in Baltimore starving, man. Like, it was just, at this point, I was sad for Patrick Queen when I seen this. It was like, damn, he was playing so good. And he was hungry the whole time. Like, everybody was mean to him, man. The atmosphere, like, he could tell, like, oh man, this is heavy. Like, the air out there is heavy. It's dirty. It's nasty, man. Like, what was going on in Baltimore, bruh? And, something like I've been seeing, obviously Patrick Queen, he left, the Ravens for the Steelers, division rival. I'm seeing a lot of Ravens fans like, oh, Patrick Queen, he's actually not that good because when Roquan Smith got there, that's when he started playing well. Not when he made, Associated Press, all rookie team. No, he wasn't good then. No, it was when Roquan Smith came, man. And we don't need him, man. Like, really? You guys are just shitting out your players like that? That's what's so nasty. I swear, when Steelers leave, especially when they go to division rivals, like, I'm tight. I'm definitely like mad about it. But honestly, the most mad I think I've ever been about like a player doing some shit like this was when James Harrison went to the Patriots back in like 2018. But even then, like, I wasn't just like clowning him. Like, Patrick Queen posts a tweet right now, and Ravens fans are just like, "You suck, Patrick. Like, we hate you, man. We're gonna win the Super Bowl without you." And like, and they're fucking not. Something else that's kind of funny here too. We want to talk about the rivalries. We want to talk about like the storylines and whatnot, man. And what have we been talking about as Steelers fans for like months now? It's trading for a wide receiver too, bro. And what if the Ravens, like, if you guys are tapped into football and the NFL and whatnot, the Ravens have been bitching, moaning, crying, begging, dying for a receiver, bro. They really have been. And like, we're just better at them than that. Like, we're better at them for wanting a receiver. Like, we are better than them at wanting a receiver, bro. Like, we have taken all the headlines. There's Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson for a second, Cortland Sutton, man. The Ravens, they're talking about, maybe if we sign Odell Beckham Jr. Like, well, that'll take us over the top. You know, like that's what Ravens fans have been on, and it's just hilarious for me to see. Like, you know, now we need a wide receiver. We'll talk about it in a second. You know, now we need a wide receiver, and like we're just getting everybody, man. The Ravens, they were struggling. They were like, yo, let's call up Megatron in 2024 because like we just can't find anybody to sign. And you know why? It's because of that seafood, man. It's because of the atmosphere. It's because the people there, you know, they're just not as cool as the people in Pittsburgh, man. The food spots are just not as good as the ones in Pittsburgh. And we look at the head-to-head. Fuck it, let's bring it up. I talked about it a little earlier. The Ravens, they just can't beat us, man. They really can't. I know. I think it's like 1-10, and like in that one win, like we had fucking Mitchell Trubisky out there, and we all know about Mitchell Trubisky, man. Like he's a certified, you know, he's not a good football player, man. And so like even that win is a bit Mickey. We face your backups all the time, but guess what? I'm not counting that. You know, it is what it is. We've beaten you 100 straight times, man. Your MVP quarterback, Lamar, just can't get it done against us. Just like he can't get it done, you know, in the AFC playoffs, man. This dude still doesn't have a Super Bowl. Patrick Queen, he wanted a new atmosphere. He wanted a change. He was tired of playing late into the season, but not really accomplishing much. He say, fuck it. Like, I might as well go to Pittsburgh, and maybe, just maybe, we're, you know, out of the season by January, you know? And, like, I can get an early start on my vacation. Like, fuck it. I fuck with that, you know? But we all know the Pittsburgh Steelers are being underrated this year. We all know the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make a good playoff run. But, you know, for the most part, you know, Patrick Queen, I'm telling you, man, like the Ravens' expectations and the Ravens like constantly falling, that definitely had to play a part in him wanting to leave. And like I said, you know, crab legs can only hold you over for so long. At some point, you need some chicken, you need some, you know, you need some beef, you need some other things. And like Baltimore just, you know, that's all they can provide, man, is crab legs and early playoff losses. That's all they can provide. And so Patrick Queen, when I say, and also just one more thing, like look at him in this 6 jersey, bro. Like, doesn't this look so sick? I don't know why we are like so stingy about this. Like, I'm glad we decided to like give this to Patrick Queen because like it does look pretty cool. You know, hopefully we'll see, you know, more players kind of do the single digit thing. I remember Darnell Washington was trying to be 0 for mad long, and they were like, absolutely not, bro. Like, we can't do that. And it's a bit shitty. It is what it is. But like 80 looks cool on Darnell Washington as well. But yeah, like I saw this quote and I kind of wanted to talk about it here. I really, you know, it's probably just a better environment for Patrick Queen, as he said, man. Like, it's probably not that deep. It's probably not like in the inner workings of the Ravens versus Steelers rivalry. But, you know, I just, you know, like I said, I wanted to talk about it because it was so crazy. Something else now, we got a tweet from Blitzberg. Shout out to them. He says, the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields stories are getting repetitive. Let's just see how it plays out in training camp and the preseason. And, I mean, yeah, facts. Like, I don't know why. I know there are some people who hate Russell Wilson. There are some people who hate Justin Fields. But, like, to me, it's pretty simple of like what's going to happen here. Like, Russell Wilson is the guy. And in my opinion, I haven't seen him. You know, obviously they haven't played much. I've only seen, like, clips. But, you know, in my opinion, Russell Wilson is the better answer right now. Just right now as we speak, he's the better answer. We will see in, like, you know, week 6 or something like that. We will see even by next year, like, who ends up better. But Justin Fields, if he can just kind of, you know, chill out for a second, if he can just kind of, like, learn from Russ, then, you know, he'll have that chance. But for right now, like, it is going to be Russell Wilson. I don't know, you know, like, because I don't want to, like, of course, if Justin Fields is playing better than Russell Wilson, then of course you play Justin Fields. Now, you know, the Steelers specifically, we talk about quarterbacks playing better and playing worse and like politics and all that. You know, maybe we won't make the right choice because maybe we made the wrong choice before, seasons before, with like a quarterback who maybe was better than another quarterback, but he just didn't get to play till, you know, all the quarterbacks got hurt and we ended up winning 3 straight games. And low key, man, if Mason Rudolph didn't throw a pick in that Bills game, like, I know it got spooky there at the end, like they started running up the score and whatnot, but like that was a game for like the first 2.5 quarters. Like, that was definitely a game. And so, you know, we will see what the Steelers end up doing, but I'm like 99.9% sure that Russell Wilson is for sure going to be the starter. And Justin Fields, like, I can see him coming out there on trick plays, but like, I don't even want to see that. Like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But like, I don't even want to see the gimmicky kind of thing. Like, I literally want Justin Fields to just, you know, sit and wait and, you know, like, because when he comes back, it's going to be good. Like, when he's finally, like, ready to start, it's going to be good. Like, if he can just, you know, just kind of chill, don't do anything stupid, don't, like, fucking get hurt on some, like, quarterback draw play or whatever that we, like, subbed him in for. It's the same. Justin Fields getting on the field will be the same energy as when Connor Hayward gets on the field. Because it's like, oh, he's getting the ball. And I know teams, for some reason, like when they see Connor Hayward out there, they just don't be guarding him. They just don't, they don't care. But like I'm watching it and I see Connor Hayward 83 out there and I'm like, oh, this is going to Connor Hayward easily. Justin Fields, when he gets on the field, like maybe, a play action could go crazy. Maybe like some kind of fake would go crazy because everyone's thinking Justin Fields is going to get the ball. But for the most part, like I'm sure Justin Fields is going to be getting the ball when he's on the field. And so I don't know. It definitely feels a little weird. Of course, there's like the Cordell Stewart kind of comparisons to it. And like I said, maybe, right? Just maybe. But Russell, we got to stop sleeping on Russell Wilson, man. I mean, that's what we have to do. We have to stop sleeping on big Russell Wilson. I know Justin Fields is the younger guy. I know he looks cool in the jersey. I know he has like less baggage with him or whatever. But we got to give Russell Wilson a chance. He's giving the city nothing but, hope or whatever. He's saying all the right things. He's backing Cameron Hayward. It is what it is. Like we just got to let him ball out. We got to let him lose the spot, We have to let Russell Wilson lose his spot because for right now it is him. He'll have to play well, of course. He will have to earn it, of course. But we're giving it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it is going to be Russ. But we'll see what happens with Justin Fields, man. Like maybe he ends up beating him out in camp. Maybe we see Justin Fields earlier than I think. But like the perfect kind of cook for me, the perfect kind of like situation for this to go is Russell Wilson plays this year. Justin Fields chills. He gets better. He gets, he learns. And then next season, he comes out firing and like all of a sudden we have a quarterback of the future, And then Russell Wilson, same thing. He can go get a big deal. Maybe even, I don't know, if he gets a big deal in Pittsburgh, then that makes things a little bit weird. But maybe he can go get another deal somewhere else. Maybe someone else will be dying for a quarterback. And maybe we'll feel like, we're not going to have to pay you, Russ, because like we're so confident in Justin Fields now after this season that, we're just going to roll with him, man. And like, Russ, you go do your thing. Like you gave us a good season. Thank you. And you're welcome, Russell Wilson, as well for like, kind of revitalizing your career because it was kind of dying in Denver. It was kind of dying in Seattle, so it can be like a nice little trade. And then Justin Fields can step in and he can do his thing, But yeah, something else I wanted to talk about too. And I'm not going to open this article, but I do have an article up. But something else I wanted to talk about is Broderick Jones is already taking on a leadership role for the young Steelers offensive line. And this is kind of a point that I wanted to bring up when it comes to like us competing, us being a good team, us being like, maybe not preseason Super Bowl favorites, but like reasoning as to why I feel good about this team. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but definitely a little deep playoff run. Is our like we look at every single spot on the team, and maybe outside a wide receiver, but even that is like. What I want to damn near say greedy what we're talking about for a wide receiver, but like we look at the defense, it's the highest paid. We got studs everywhere. We look at the receivers, we got George Pickens, we got Roman Wilson, we got Calvin Austin, we got some pieces there. We got Muth and Darnell Washington if you want to count them. But I mean, you can take them away, like wide receivers, right? And then tight ends, we got Muth and Darnell Washington. We look at running backs, we got Najee and Jaylen Warren. We look at kicker, we got Boswell. We look at punter, we got Bill Burr. We look at, just every single position on this team is like on paper, what they're selling us, what they're telling us. And it makes sense to me, right? And then we look at the offensive line, we got Broderick, we got James Daniels, who, maybe we're not going to have James Daniels, I don't know. And then we got, of course, Zach Frazier. Then we got, of course, Troy Fatanu. Then we got, of course, Isaac Samalo. Like, we look at this offensive line, and even the offensive line, to me, is like serviceable, man. Like, I don't know how we can get a better offensive line realistically, like in like an ideal world with salary cap on, with, trade logic on, you can't just force trade override. Like, we have all the pieces, man. We have all the pieces. And someone like Broderick Jones, who started off on the bench and then fucking had to change positions so Dan Moore could get his shit off. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to like take on a leadership role for this young offensive line, we're gonna need Broderick for not only this year but plenty of seasons to come. We're gonna need Troy Fatanu for plenty of seasons to come. We're gonna need this group too, like for this year, man, because we look at Russ, we look at the Steelers' potential of like. Are we going all in? We got Patrick Queen too. Like, are we going all in? Are we really trying to win a Super Bowl this year? The offensive line has to come out like cohesive, We have to start our starting offensive line on week 1, man. We cannot make a fucking adjustment into week 4 because now finally Troy Fatanu is coming in for Dan Moore. Like, no, man, we just throw him into the fire. But like maybe it's a horrible thing to do. Like maybe I just don't know football. I just don't know ball. And like we really should, kind of ease players into it. But like if the offensive line can continuously grow together, we've seen it over and over and over again. By like this has happened like 2 seasons in a row. By like week 7 or 8, our offensive line like is here, bro. Our offensive line is rolling. Then our run game is rolling. This keeps happening in the middle of the season. We need to get this shit going early, man. And that's why like having Broderick Jones out here like taking a leadership role could be, very useful for us. It definitely could have its positives, man. And like he's a young player. He's going into year 2. The whole team is pretty much young players outside of like Cam and Russ and even Boswell. Shout out to Boswell just got married, man. Let's get a gunshot for Boswell's marriage. I don't have anything up, but congratulations to the Boswells, man. But yeah, like this is a young team, and like we need players like Broderick Jones. We talked about George Pickens potentially becoming a leader as well. Like we need these guys to really step up and start setting the culture for the Steelers because, like I said, we're very impressionable right now, man. Like what happens now could carry us for the future because we have players like Broderick, players like Pickens, players like Warren, players like Alex Highsmith who are like going to propel this team going forward, and they're going to set the tone for oncoming rookies, for new players we get even in the future. And so, like I said, seeing Broderick Jones taking on that leadership role is pretty sick, especially like I said, he had to freaking sit out 4 games, so Dan Moore, and then like he had to switch positions. Like this dude was playing right tackle all year, and he wasn't sad about it. He wasn't mad about it. He didn't say anything about it, even though he's naturally a left tackle. He didn't, come out and be like, oh, I'm being used wrong, or oh, like we're messing up here. Like no, he just kept his head down. He played well. And I can't wait to see this offensive line this year, man. I can't wait to see Troy Fatanu out there. Can't wait to see Zach Frazier out there, our new center. I just can't wait to see a bunch of these players like really do well, really push our run game. And we're the most physically dominant team in the NFL. That's what Justin Fields said. He wants to be the most physically dominant team on offense. We look at our defense, so we even really have to talk about it. Like we got pieces everywhere. And so yeah, this was just cool to see for me. But yeah, now I have an article up. You can see it's very, very flashbangy, very like bright. But it's Steelers who can make first Pro Bowl, man. And you see George Pickens is on the thumbnail. We already know like George Pickens is a Pro Bowler now, bro. Like, wait, what does this say? Oh, they have like the whole. I didn't know they could like do this on like over the link. It'll like what is it? Annotate it or whatever. I didn't know you could do that. But now, so George Pickens right here. Easiest. Oh, Jalen Warren down here too. Holy shit. All right, and I see Muth as well. But like George Pickens, we already kind of know George Pickens is him. Like he, especially know Deontay. He's definitely been thrust in the wide receiver 1 spot. We'll see what happens. Like he's definitely to me a Pro Bowl player. And then Jalen Warren, like if you guys have been following my channel for a while, like I literally will Jalen Warren into like existence. No lie, man. Like I were just from and. It's not. I always have to bring up Najee Harris too, but like I'm telling you, I was seeing Najee Harris not really do good in the run game, and then Jalen Warren comes in and like he just eats. Obviously, last season he got way more of a chance, and like this season potentially, like if we use him right, if the offensive line plays right, maybe Jalen Warren gets into the Pro Bowl, bro. I seen something and it was like maybe Jalen and Najee Harris can both be 1,000-yard rushers. Like, can you imagine, bro? That would be so sick. And like I love watching Jalen Warren play football. Like outside of Boswell, I think, and like I guess maybe TJ. Like Jalen Warren's probably my favorite Steeler right now. And then next we got Pat Freiermuth. Pat Fryer, like. I could derail this whole video talking about Pat Freiermuth right now because I love Pat. I love saying Muth. I love it, right? But, a lot of people are very high on Muth, and it's like, I get it, sort of, but like, bruh, like, is he all that, man? Like, really? Is he really that nice? Like, I'm not trying to slander. I'm not trying to go, in on Pat Freiermuth. He's a big Steeler. I get it. But... I would love to see Pat Freiermuth become a Pro Bowl player because as of right now, it seems like, it seems a little bit more to be desired, bro. I still remember that Vikings game where we almost came back and he dropped the touchdown. It was a very hard hit. It was a very hard catch to make. I get it. But, like, I still remember that, bro. But, yeah, I would love to see Pat do well. I would love to see him make the Pro Bowl, especially with someone like Arthur Smith. He's probably going to, fucking be our wide receiver 1 at this point. Like, we need a wide receiver so bad. We'll see if Pat Freiermuth does it. Next up, we got Joey Porter Jr., who we talked about being the best corner in the NFL. If he's the best corner in the NFL, then, he has to make the Pro Bowl, right? Like, and we've seen him bulked up. We've seen how fucking muscly he looks. Like, bro, there is no end. Like, this is all, like, we got Pickens, Warren, Pat, Porter Jr. and Keanu Ben. Oh, and Alex Highsmith. Okay, and of course it says first Pro Bowl. But these guys are like young players for us who are prominent players on our team, man. Like we have an absolute chance to like, and this is why you got to win before the expectation. Like this is why you just got to come out and punch a team, and punch a team in the face and go out and win a Super Bowl because like all of these players that we have. Low key, like the NFL is sleeping on him, man. Like the NFL is sleeping on Joey Porter Jr. The NFL is sleeping on Keanu Benton, man. Like he had an amazing rookie season last year, and in OTAs this year, he's flying around. He's looking great. Like I start thinking a little bit, man. I really do. Imagine if all these guys are Pro Bowlers, and this is even counting TJ. This is even counting Minka. This is even counting who else? Cam and Hayward. Like this to me, we could have a whole Pro Bowl roster, man. Do you remember in I think it was 2017 when like we had 19 Pro Bowlers or some shit. Like we could really do that again with some of our young talent, man. And then Alex Highsmith. Do I really got to even talk about Alex Highsmith? This dude, your favorite edge rusher's favorite edge rusher. Like this guy, he's upcoming. He's like him. And like, I remember the Bud Dupree days, I really do, but Alex Highsmith, man, like what he's doing out there is different, bro. What he's doing next to TJ is different, man. And I went to that Browns game, I seen him get the pick, I seen him get that fumble. You know, it is what it is. Alex Highsmith is a hooper, bro. And I would love to see him make the Pro Bowl as well. But these, yeah, I mean, I could see all of these guys making it. To me, the least likely, and you know, sue me here, I just said he was my favorite player, but the least likely to me is Jalen Warren, just because of like, I can see how we're gonna balance out the snaps. I can see how like, you know, he might not get the edge over somebody else, but if we just if we're just going to be this run dominant team like we keep saying we are, then, you know, maybe, just maybe, man, we get Jalen Warren in the the Pro Bowl, bro. But also, too, at the same time, the Pro Bowl doesn't really matter, does it? Also, too, just real quick, you know, you guys can see this on the right. Man, this shit pisses me off, bro, because Mitchell Trubisky took none of these 3 L's, bro. He took none of it. And he's the one who played it. Like, this was all Kenny Pickett's fault right here, bro. 24-10, 21-18, 30-13, bro. Just unbelievable, man. And, you know, whatever. Like, nobody cares about this. Of course, the Browns game didn't look good. But 16-10 and we beat the Bengals. It didn't look good, but I'm telling you, like, if we would have just let Kenny cook and he didn't get hurt, we would have won all these games. And, like, we would have had a way better spot in the playoffs. It is what it is. I don't know if we finished the season this good, though, as well at the same time. But shout out to them for putting that on the side for me, giving me PTSD, whatever. But then lastly, I knew I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but we do have an Andrew Filipponi tweet up here. How the Steelers get Brandon Ayuk potentially. They trade a second-round pick and Darnell Washington for Brandon Ayuk, then give Ayuk a 4-year, $120 million contract. Thoughts? I really hope you guys heard the cricket noise, but like really, Darnell, why Darnell Washington, man? Like, I was with it up until I seen Darnell here. Like, I don't want to trade Darnell. I will trade 2 second-round picks before I trade Darnell. Like, you know, I think that makes way more sense. And, you know, I've talked about getting Brandon Ayuk 100 times. I've given my takes. He's a really good player. And if we can get him, we should get him. But, you know, Andrew Filipponi brought up Darnell Washington, which I didn't even think was possible. So, like, but in like hearing that and like seeing Darnell Washington in this, it makes me a little less in on it. We should definitely try to keep Darnell. But hey, man, if it takes 2 second-round picks, send it. Fuck it. If it takes 3 second-round picks, I'm with it, bro. Like, we can recover. Like, if we recovered from this detrimental, so bad, horrible Devin Bush trade, like, we eventually will recover from the Brandon Ayuk trade, you know, if we end up giving, like, multiple seconds or whatever, or, like, a second and a third and, like, a fourth, you know, I think we can recover from that, you know, and we get a very good young receiver. We get a very good player, and on top of that, too, he is going to come with a new contract. I get it, and, like, nobody's going to want to do it, but, like, other teams are going to do it. Like, somebody else is going to give Brandon Ayuk a contract like this. So to me, it might as well be in Pittsburgh, man. And especially with all like the crying we've done, especially with all like the like, please trade for wide receiver. No, don't draft Roman Wilson. Like, that was me. Like, no, don't draft Roman. Like, for all of it, that like this has to have some kind of payoff, right? Like, there is no way we're not going to get anybody, right? Like, it's going to be Cortland Sutton. That's going to be the payoff, bro. The payoff is going to be Cortland Sutton. And I don't know. At this point, like, I'd rather just roll it out with the people we have than get Cameron Sutton. Cortland Sutton. Like, maybe I'm hating. Maybe it is what it is. I don't know. But if it is Brandon Ayuk or bust for me, low key, like, pause. But it's Brandon Ayuk or bust. But with all that said, I have talked about the Steelers wide receiver situation for far too long now, far too long for my liking. We will see if anything ends up happening. I think that is going to do it for this video. Once again, I just kind of wanted to get on here and get off some shit about the Steelers. I love talking about the Steelers, and hopefully you guys love listening. So, with all that said, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, hit that subscribe button. I think I already said that. Guys, like, how many times am I going to fuck up on an outro, man? Like, I'm going to get cut from the fucking show if I don't get this outro right. So, peace out, and I will see you in the next video.